guys, so we're back from our trip. We went out to Paso Grill, out to the Mary Pier. We caught a bunch of snapper. Here, come take a look. We got a cooler full. We got 10 mangrove snapper in there, all 10 inches and up. The size limit is 10 inches minimum. Keep 5 per person per day. It was me and Alex fishing. So we've got 10 mangrove snapper, 5 for her, 5 for me. I'm going to show you guys how to clean them real quick. Alright, this here is an 11-inch mangrove snapper. And we didn't have any really big ones today. 11 and a half is about as big as we could find today. But he's pretty fat. I'm going to show you how to flay him out. It's pretty easy. Just got some rib bones to cut around. But other than that, they're super easy to fillet, super easy to skin, and they really, really taste good. So I'm going to show you guys how to fillet them and how to cook them up. Okay. So, as I was saying, pretty simple fish to fillet. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take our knife and make a little incision here. You don't have to go all the way through. We're just kind of cutting through the first layer of the skin and all that. Don't really bother scaling them unless you really want to keep the skin on. I don't like skin. Alright, now we're going to take our knife and we're going to make a shallow incision, just kind of going along, riding along the backbone there. You don't have to cut all the way through just yet. We're just giving our knife a path to go through once we're actually going to get the meat off the bone there. There's probably faster ways to do this, but I like to do this because it maximizes the meat yield. Go all the way and push through, come out the tail like that. Now, you can see the shallow cut. We take our knife and we just run it along the side there. Now, the way their bodies are structured, their bones are structured, is the backbone kind of raises up in the middle. So once you kind of get to that point where it feels like your knife is hitting something, just kind of take it, lift it up a little bit, but then angle it back down so that you're getting over the hump, and once again riding along the meat so you don't miss that meat along the other side. There's that backbone hump I was telling you about. So take the knife, once you hit it, go up and then make sure to go back down the other side. That way you're still cutting along those bones there. Now, as I was saying before, they've got these pretty thick rib cages. You can cut through it if you want. I don't really bother doing that because there's not a whole lot of meat under there. So what I'll do is I'll just take my knife and run it on the outside of those ribs, and then I miss cutting into the gut cavity and all that too. It's not a whole lot of meat on their belly and all that, so don't really worry about that. Alright, and there's a fillet. And so to do the other side, you just flip it over, do the same thing. I'll show you how to skin them real fast. Get your fillet skin facing down, take your knife, grab the end of that skin there, just the end of it, and insert your knife and kind of cut through just till you've got in between the meat and the skin there. And then while holding onto it with this hand, make sure you're applying pressure so you don't go sliding all over the place. Just use the knife and gently just kind of free that meat from the skin. There you go, skinless. Now, to make this truly boneless, all we got to do is one thing. They've got a row of pin bones about through the middle of the fillet. Follow that kind of bloodline right there. About halfway through, it'll start. So all we got to do is take our knife, go along one side like that, go along the other side there. You can leave it in if you want, but I don't like picking bones out of my teeth, and there's a bit of bloodline there anyways, so you're not missing too much. Cut that out, and you have a boneless, skinless mangrove snapper fillet. I'm going to finish filleting the rest of these fish, and we'll show you how to cook them up in just a second. Alright, so what we're going to be doing with the mangrove snappers, we're going to be making beer-battered fish sandwiches and onion rings. But to go with any beer-battered fish sandwich, you need tartar sauce. So I'm going to whip up a real simple tartar sauce real quick right over here. It's real basic, no measurements, just kind of throwing stuff together. We're going to add some mayo. We're going to be adding some pickle relish. Not going overboard, but just enough to make it look like tartar sauce. Alright, we're going to add some sugar, give it just a little bit of sweetness. And we're going to add lemon juice, that's going to give it that acidity. Just going to mix it up, it's real simple. Let's give it a taste here. Yep, tastes like tartar sauce. Real simple tartar sauce. Super easy to make. You can add like onion, capers, and all that stuff if you want, but don't have any of those ingredients today, so we're just going to keep it simple. Next up, we're making our beer batter. I just bought the mixed stuff because who has the time? Let's look at the instructions here. Entire package of fish fry in the bowl, and 1 cup of beer. You can use any beer you like. I'm using cheap stuff. And we're just going to whisk that in. Onion rings, simple. Slice up some onions into rings. Put them in your beer batter. And once you get them coated, put them in the hot oil. Just like so. Now when you're frying fish, there's a couple of options. You can keep whole fillets like this, or you can cut them into like little strips and pieces like this. This will, you know, if you like fried foods, probably taste a little bit better because you're going to have more batter coating. But if you really like a big piece of fish, really want to taste the snapper, and of course we're going to be making them into sandwiches, we're going to leave these fillets whole. But you know, mangrove snapper, at least the ones you catch inshore, generally aren't huge fish, so I've taken these other smaller fillets and cut them into strips to make like fish sticks to kind of have on the side with our bigger fish. So same thing like the onion rings, we're going to batter them up and we're just going to drop them in the hot oil and fry them. Pretty simple stuff, just a few minutes. It cooks really fast. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the whole fillet. Same thing. Put it in the batter, put it in the oil, cook it a couple minutes each side. Doesn't get a whole lot simpler than that. You want to make sure they're coated very well. Alright, so here we are, fresh out of the fryer, in the oven. We've got our onion rings here, and then we've got our fish fingers and snapper fillets. So now all we've got to do is assemble the sandwich. So we're going to take fillet here, I'm going to put it on top there. I've got some smoked cheddar. I'm going to slice this, we're just going to place that on top of there. I'm going to take a little bit of this tartar sauce that we made earlier. Take it, and we're going to spread it on that bun. I'm going to top it off with a little bit of cabbage. I know some people use lettuce. I think cabbage is a little crunchier and keeps its quality a little longer than lettuce does. Lettuce tends to wilt and get kind of mushy and just not super palatable. And here we have the final product. We've got our beer-battered fried mangrove snapper sandwich. We've got some onion rings, and we've got our fish fingers. I'm going to try one of these fish fingers first, dip in a little bit of tartar sauce. Mangrove snapper is so good. It's got such a mild flavor. The crispiness of the beer batter really complements it, along with the tartness of the tartar sauce. I know the onion rings are good. Onion rings are always good. I'm going to take a bite of the sandwich. It's very hot, but super good. Try using that cabbage instead of the lettuce. I think you'll be very surprised with the results. It's nice and crunchy, even though this sandwich is really, really piping hot. It's not wilted or anything like that. Super, super good stuff. Damn it, now I just got snagged.